Wonderful to see everybody here this morning. And of course, here we are, a week tomorrow. The nation will decide who governs. Today we are here to provide business with a voice in that debate. And that voice is about growth, and it's about how we achieve it, the commercial opportunities and how they can be realised, the global economy and Britain's place in it. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Summit, the Future of Growth. We're here for our second year at Bloomberg, our Summit partners. We sought out Bloomberg as a fantastic global growth success story in its own right. Mike Bloomberg's story is one of the truly inspirational and truly symbolic journeys of what can be achieved in a single generation. And just this week, Bloomberg are launching Bloomberg Business Europe, a new digital media brand that promises to be the very best in business. More of that to come shortly. So to business and today's event, we're here to celebrate and interrogate the growth culture in this country. We've invited you all here today because so many of you are a big part of that growth story. And we're here to talk about Britain's growth ambitions, its growth sectors, and its growth companies. And you might argue that the UK economy is on a journey in which the co-pilots are opportunity and uncertainty. It's one of optimism and hard knocks. So I was thinking about who could summarize the challenges ahead? Who could bring this all together in terms of an inspiring quote from the heavens? And I found the words of one luminary, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Mike Tyson. He said they've all got a strategy until they get hit. And today is about whether we can take the punch and where Britain can hit hardest. Because if the last 5 years, Ollie mentioned Startup Britain, if the last 5 years can be characterised as the startup parliament, another question is whether we can make the next 5 the scale-up parliament. Sherry Kutu has talked about the scale-ups in her scale-up report. But that idea about Britain being a scale-up nation is something that we really want to interrogate here today at Bloomberg. But also I think it's more than that. We also want to look at the reputation of business, whether business can reclaim its place within society, business as a force for good. The very fact that that statement can be a statement of derision outside of these four walls shows how far we all have to come as business people in terms of the journey of business and its place in society. So back to boxing. We're going to go 12 rounds with a true lineup of business champions here this morning and today. And they're all here. Entrepreneurs and economists, pollsters and peers of the realm, investors and innovators, retailers and royals, and even the king of comedy himself, Rory Bremner, who you'll hear later this afternoon. I'm going to be joined in hosting the day by some outstanding fellow compares. You're going to hear more from Ollie a bit later, and from Bloomberg, 3 of their absolutely top, superb anchors, Caroline Hyde, Francine Lacroix, and Anna Edwards. Katie Derham, the broadcaster, and Elliot Moss of Mishcon de Rare and Jazz FM will all be on stage taking us through the day. And to you, our delegates, Ollie's already mentioned some of the people that are here in the room, but we have brought you here today to gather representatives of British growth, to actually tell that growth story. And there are going to be a range of opportunities to get involved. Today's event is going to be live streamed by Bloomberg, and there are some leading business media in the room. We'll be doing an exclusive summit poll. That's why the Slido sort of logging on is so important. We're going to be doing that just ahead of Peter Kellner's session to really try and get a sense of the view of business a week before the general election. So there is that chance to vote. So perhaps you could look at it as general election meets X Factor, a chance to have your say in terms of we want to get lots of your views. So question time and David Dimbleby perhaps. You've seen your yes or no cards. I will borrow Ollie's phrase that yes, it will be Ainsley Harriott and Ready Steady Cook. We want to get the green tomatoes and the red peppers. So we need to get ready for a day of inspiring interventions and thought-provoking discussion. Now, as well as Bloomberg, I would like to thank some of its main supporters who really made today possible. Grant Thornton, the accountancy and advisory experts, we couldn't thank enough. I think their whole statement, An Instinct for Growth, really sums up the spirit of what it is we're trying to achieve here today. And at 4:30, there is going to be a spectacular, a brilliant party, after Summit. They have a beautiful rooftop set up, a chance for the new UK CEO, Sasha Romanovic, to speak. For those of you that were there at the business hustings, I mean, it was a really first-class opportunity to see the voice of business and the voice of government. They're hosting that for us, as I say, from 4:30 to 7. In terms of getting there, a lot of you have already RSVP'd. If not, and you'd like to go, if you look around there at the Seven Hills team, if you're wondering why there are certain people with an S on their lapels, it's not because they've got some sort of kryptonite superhero powers. The S is for Seven Hills, and they can actually sort of register you for the event later on. Mishcon de Reya has been absolutely fantastic, and we've been working with Mishcon de Reya, the law firm, over the last year on a pioneering new indices called the Leap 100. It's a group of outstanding high-growth brands. We're going to be hearing from two of those companies later today. Portfolio Penguin, or the global business publishing brand, which has published bestsellers from Simon Sinek's Start With Why to Seth Godin's Purple Cow. We've got a book, Nick and I, out with them later this summer, which Ollie alluded to. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that as the morning progresses. We've also got three fantastic partners: Tech City UK, Tech London Advocates, and the Cambridge Judge Business School Centre for Entrepreneurial Learning. So I started on the election, so I may as well finish on it. Perhaps dwelling on some of the most moving moments. In the words of one of the leaders, we will appeal, to both the brain and the heart. If he'd had a better speechwriter, he might have said the head and the heart if he wanted alliteration. But we will appeal to both of those things. So are we ready? Hell yes, we're ready. And are we prepared? I think we're pumped. And to quote one former grinning Prime Minister, I feel the hand of history on my shoulder. Oh, shut up. Okay, right, we're going to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give a rapturous applause for the people and speakers who are going to inform and inspire us here today at Summit the Future of Growth. Thank you for your time and thank you for being with us this morning.